Hey guys, welcome to the Stream Space, or welcome back if you've been here before. I'm Pydera, and we're here with another gaming pickup video. We've got a bunch of really cool stuff to go through with you guys. We're also going to be trying to give these videos a little more structure, so we're going to try to follow this. Game, where it was found, my history with it, and the price if it actually matters. Because especially if it was a deal and you can go get that deal, I obviously want to share that with you guys. So it's always cool to go find gaming stuff for a lower price. Anyways. So, without further ado, we're going to jump straight into this. I've organized all of our stuff so we can try and keep it within the big manufacturers. We're going to start with Xbox. Xbox Series X copy of Starfield in hard copy. You can see in, bold lettering, clear out, $39.99. We got it brand new, unopened, for $40 Canadian. That'd be about $30 in the States. So, yeah, everything here is more expensive. Fun fact. So anyways, we got this, and I'm really excited because I did play a little bit of it. It is fun, and it is kind of cool, how much customization you have with your ship and stuff. So I'm really excited to play that. I think it's No Man's Sky kind of turned it around, but this is probably what they were trying to be in the very beginning, right? Moving on, we got Far Cry 3. Now, this is probably considered one of the best Far Cries in existence, and I'm working on my collection. So I do have 2 and 3 on the 360, and then I have 4, 5, and 6 and New Dawn on the Xbox One and Series X. I do like Ubisoft's games. I would say that their open world stuff, they really have made an art of the open world game. Now, if only they could make it less buggy. Anyways, we're going to move on. So, yeah, this is from the buy and sell store. It's just a local pawn shop here in Calgary. They also offer things they have a really cool instrument section, and another one that is, their gaming section is very well curated. So it's actually kind of cool. I go there not as often as some of the other places I go, but they often have a gem or two. They have a nice, cool, $5 shelf that you can buy games off of, so that's pretty cool. Next up is technically not Xbox, it's PC, but you know what? We were shopping around Value Village and found this bad boy. We found it with the discs and the CD key inside, so you can play, I can play this, finally. I really like Age of Empires. It is a game that takes time to play, and you gotta there's people that get really into it, and when I get into these types of games, I get really good at them really fast. So it's really exciting to also I've had a copy of the PC version, but just the CD key. I had none of the discs. I couldn't actually install the game. So now I actually have the CD key in the game. And this is the non-Microsoft Store version. So it's not games for Windows, which doesn't work. It is the actual, this is an actual standalone copy. So really excited to install and play, or at least ISO the discs so I can play if I want. Next up, and we're gonna move into PlayStation next. So we got, starting with the PlayStation Portable, we have Need for Speed Underground Rivals. So this is the good Rivals. Rivals was re-released in 2013, 2014, somewhere in there when the new consoles dropped, PS4 and Xbox One. And that version of Rivals is bad. It's really, really basic. And don't get me wrong, it is pretty. It is a good-looking game. But it's bad. It is a bad game. This game is just it's a slimmed down version of Need for Speed Underground. And by slimmed down, it's obviously not as graphically intensive, but also its course types at first are not as in depth. All you get is different variants of circuit racings to start, but the customization is just as robust, so it is still pretty fun to play, and it plays very nicely on the go. Especially I was waiting for somebody to fill out a prescription for something, and I just played out a race or two while I waited, and my PSP is the Piano Black 3000, so it's handles it very well. It has a good battery, so it's nice to see. I was able to find a copy of this. This is from a company called Level Up, It's another small gaming store here. They do gaming merchandise. They're very much like GameStop, except their focus is on preserving games and the past. So, next up, where I got another Value Village find in Jak and Daxter: The Precursor Legacy. This is the first game in the series, I believe, and it's a lot of fun to find this because this is like one of the games they did not gouge price, so it's only... Let's see if I can get that in there. God, the saturation's terrible. I'm gonna fix that, guys. $2.99, so wicked deal for what I got for it. It's Naughty Dog. You can't go wrong with Naughty Dog. They have so many gems. I don't know if they have ever fundamentally made a bad game. I mean, even with the new one that's coming out, people are ripping on it already, but it hasn't come out. So, I mean, it could turn out to be awesome, and some people just aren't even going to give it a chance, and I'm not sure why, really. I know that we've just had the second episode of The Last of Us Season 2, and it's the bomb drop for the people who didn't play the game. It's been really funny to watch all the reactions online, but even funnier to watch all the incels come out and make fun of Bella Ramsey and stuff like that because they have nothing better to do with their lives. Oh, man. I supported the casting from day one because, you know, she was Lady Mormont in Game of Thrones, and she was an absolute beast. And it's always funny to see a company, or it's like to see an actor or actress talk like the character, despite claiming they have never even played the game. Right? Isn't that freaking nuts? She never played the game, but when she started cursing in the distance, I'm like, there's Ellie. I didn't even see her. I just knew it was her because, like, the way that she was speaking. So that's how much of a good job she did. Moving on from that, we are on PlayStation 4. First up, Sword Art Online Alicization Lycoris. Now, this... you would have seen this in one of my previous videos, but it was the Xbox One version. This is from a company that I actually do IT support for it on occasion, and they're called The Gaming Lounge. They do have an eBay store and an online store, so you can go check them out. They had this version of it, and since all my other ones were on PlayStation, I'm like, well, I'm just going to make it uniform. They can all be on PlayStation. Digimon and Sword Art games go to PlayStation. Anime games just always have been better on PlayStation. I've never really seen a ton of them show up on Xbox, but I've always enjoyed the PlayStation versions of them, so why not? The next one is a bit of a grail. This is the one I've been looking for about 8 months, and I finally found a normal copy of it, non-special edition. I had found a copy of the game limited edition instead, and it was like $250, and I'm like, well, I'm going to play it, so there's no point in spending like that much on a collector's edition that I'm not going to use like a display as a collector's edition. I'm going to actually play the game, and it is another Sword Art game called... This one is called Hollow Realization. Now, so you'll notice it's in a steelbook. This steelbook was among some of the things I got last convention. You might actually be able to find the video from last year's gaming pickup, a video convention edition. There won't be one this year, most likely. It's not likely looking that I'm going. Just finances are not permitting it. So, Sword Art Online Hollow Realization is just... I've played it a little bit on the PlayStation Premium collection, so like the PlayStation Plus Premium or whatever. It is actually pretty good. It is a fun game. So, got it, and it was full with all the inserts and everything, so now I was able to transfer it all to this case, and now it looks all pretty and stuff, and it can go on my shelf. I'm really excited to actually be able to complete that particular item. I've been trying to find this game forever. And that is involving checking every store I've mentioned so far, from Level Up, Value Village, Walmart. It hasn't been there. That was found at Video Game Trader, though. Just they had a normal copy, so it was really cool to find one. Next up, and this is from Walmart. Sometimes they do this thing where they put the premium titles on clearance, and then they drop their price by like half. And that is Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. This is what I've been told, the complete edition of the game. So you actually get, I think you get the base game, but you also get like a bunch of extras and stuff like that. Even still, I do have the original game just in case. I have that one for Nintendo Switch originally, and it's just cool to see them bring the price down on this to something a little more reasonable. And it is the Steelbook edition, and it is sealed, so that is really cool. Moving on, we're going to Nintendo next. You know, those guys have been spoken about a lot over the last little while here, especially with their announcement of the Switch 2. Its pricing, and then Paul Rudd doing a video about, like, to match his video for the Super Nintendo, which I think is really cool that he did. Came back, kind of reprised his role, and just shows that Nintendo grew up with many of us. I think that's super cool. And plus, I mean, I still stand by the assumption that he doesn't age. Moving on. So, as I said, we're in Nintendo. We're going to do these ones in order, because I think it's kind of funny that I actually managed to find all of them within the same, like, 3-week span of time. We got, first up is Legend of Zelda. The Legend of Zelda Classic. This is the original game. I got this and the second one for only $60 off of one of the members of the gaming group I'm a part of. And these are kind of a grail game for me because, like, I kept finding them in stores and they were, like, super overpriced, like $80 for just one of them in some cases. So it was like, I can't justify that yet. And it's like, if that was the price, if I went looking 3 weeks from now or 3 years from now, then I might have just done it. But it was really cool to find these, both of them, for only $60. So, you know, Legend of Zelda, and the cartridges are in excellent condition, all things considered, you know, given that they're, like, you know, 40 years old. Then we have Legend of Zelda Adventures of Link. So that's the second game, and that's, again, only $30 off that group member. So cool that he was actually able to help me out that way. Moving on from that, so we got another Value Village find. We seem to have one in each category. Legend of Zelda Link to the Past 4 Swords. Really cool to get a hold of this because I have a retro square. Like it's from Hyperkin, but basically it's a Game Boy Advance game player that will play them out to your TV, upscale them, and make them look presentable. And you can play Game Boy Color games and stuff on it too. So this will play perfectly on there. It'll look like it does on the Super Nintendo, if not better. Plus, it did have extra features and, you know, some quality of life stuff done. Going from there, we've got. This is the same situation as Shin Megami Tensei. We got Persona 5 Tactics. So, obviously, a tactical RPG version of Persona 5. And it is sealed. And it was another Walmart find for $30. So, another instance of them dropping the price down and making it so that you could, like, actually, like, afford a premium game. These games tend to disappear, too, by the way. Like, finding Persona 5 Royal is a little easier, but Persona 5 did become difficult to find for a little while there. So yeah, another cool find. So we're going to move right on to these. We're coming up to the end of the video here, just FYI. We got Monster Hunter Rise. So obviously with Monster Hunter Wilds coming out, I've kind of been bitten by the bug, but I didn't have the budget to go buy Wilds because it was like $90 Canadian. So I'm like, okay, well, I found this one for $50 at Walmart and it was sealed. So I was able to pick this one up, and it's a little more arcadey and a little easier than, say, Monster Hunter World. But for those who are into those kinds of games, I really like it. I do think that there's some parts like targeting. I don't know if I'm just doing it wrong, but I suck at targeting the monsters. I keep missing them, and if I get into a combo, I end up flying past them and stuff. So, gotta work on it. Maybe I'm a noob at the game, so I think that's more what the issue is there. Next coming up is Dragon Quest III 2.5 HD Remake. This is a GameStop find, and I'm really excited to add this one to the collection. I've been into Dragon Quest and Dragon Warrior for since I was 7. I think Dragon Warrior was the third one specifically was the one I put the most time into, and it's on my list for NES games, right? So really excited to add that one to the collection, and I'm hoping that other people get to play it, that it doesn't turn into some kind of first party game that disappears like Sword Art did. That's not a first party game, mind you, but it is still really hard to find some Sword Art games. They've been popping up a little bit more now as the generations are starting to shift, but ideally I really like just those types of games. Like JRPGs are my thing. I don't necessarily crap on action RPGs as a whole, but I sometimes do think like it would be nice if we could kind of go back to playing a little bit more of these turn-based ones, right? Like Star Ocean Divine Force is great, but Star Ocean Second Story is more preferable for me. Anyways, thanks for checking it out, guys. I think we had a really good haul here. This is kind of like I said, this is a March-April combo video, and it was nice to find some of these titles because, I mean, I try to get physical copies whenever I can, and I do have some of them on PC versus physical copy. But, it's something to actually own them and not have them just digitally because those licenses can be pulled at any time, apparently. And, as Ubisoft says, get used to not owning your stuff, and I think that's ridiculous. So, I buy these and, that Zelda game, all those Zelda games, I could pull the ROMs off them and play them endlessly. Even if the hardware fails, I can play them on my computer because as long as I own a physical copy, I can have it back up. I know that Nintendo's going out of their way to stop that stuff, but, seriously. Thanks for checking it out, guys. Don't forget to support the channel in any way that you can. We have a couple different ways you can support us. Of course, there's follow, subscribe, and comment. We'll always, you go to talk to us, we'll go to talk back. Right, that's how that works. But also, if you are interested, there's a couple other ways. So first off is our partnership with W.GG. They do energy drink mix, tumblers, hats, sweaters. I think they even have canned ones now, and they have a lot of really good flavors, especially Dub Sludge, which is like green apple, and they don't make you feel all jittery if you have them. And the tumblers are pretty good too. They're pretty high quality. So I actually, when we were moving last year, I burnt through all of our W, and we've been having money problems because of just trying to live in a place that's very expensive. But we're kind of recovering, and I think on the horizon is another tub of that stuff because I love what I had. So if you use creator code Pidera74, no spaces, you can get a 10% discount off your order, and I get a 10% cut of that order. So we all win. Next up, of course, is our eBay page, which is ebay.ca/svretrotech, and we sell a lot of games and collectibles on there. So if there's anything on there that you want, I mean, you can you find something kind of cool that maybe you couldn't find somewhere else, somewhere local. So anyways, the last way, and probably the most direct way, of course, is our tipping link through Streamlabs. You can go through there, and if you do, we'll make sure you get a shout out and a say in some future content. Thanks for checking it out, and I'll catch you guys next time.